If anyone was around and watched my live stream that I did on the first Friday of October, I kicked it off by talking about an individual by the name of Forenza Murphy. Forenza Murphy was or is a black man that was in jail in Connecticut in prison, and he escaped. How he escaped is still a mystery, and managed to flee all the way down to Georgia. Now, he did that back in August of this year, but he recently got caught because he had a birthday party and he pretty much exposed himself, which means that they ended up catching him because he put himself out there in public. All he had to do was just lay low. Whatever he was doing for like those 2 months for that month and a half that he was out, all he had to do was continue doing the same thing. But he decided a party was important to go to, and he felt like since they weren't on his trail, or so he thought, he was in the clear. Turns out he wasn't. He ended up getting caught, and now he's back in prison and probably is going to have more additional charges added to him, which means he's probably going to have more years. And the crazy part about it is he only had a 4-year sentence. Now, how much of that 4 years he already did, I'm not entirely sure, but he's about to have more additional ones. And I'm sure that is probably I wouldn't be surprised if it's near the double digits, but that's on him. But that segues me into this story right here involving a woman by the name of Zyeama Johnson out of Jersey. Now, this woman right here also was a fugitive, much like Forenza Murphy. Now, I'll let y'all decide on who's the more dumber Negro when it comes to these stories, because this woman is a fugitive. And she got busted because she was applying for a job at the sheriff's office. Now, you got to question yourself right here. What would make someone who is a fugitive want to go and try to apply for a job at the sheriff's office of all places? Like, you literally are walking right into the place where they can literally pull your file and your record up and say, we've been looking for you. Like, you might as well just went in there and say, look, I'm this person, I'm that person, and I'm turning myself in. I swear people are not too bright. Let's go ahead and get into it. This article that I'm going to read from was posted on the New York Post, October 7th, 2022. It starts off with, she closed at least one case, her own. A fugitive wanted for fraud was busted when she walked into a New Jersey sheriff's office and asked to be hired, according to police. Zyeama Johnson, age 27, a former postal service worker from Jersey City, was on the run for the crime in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, when she applied to work at the Hudson County Sheriff's Office, according to the Jersey Journal. She sent in paperwork to be a security guard at the law enforcement agency. She was called into the station under the guise of a job interview and arrested Tuesday, County Sheriff Frank Shillery told the outlet. After the alleged foolhardy fraudster was busted, the officers allegedly discovered 2 stolen credit cards, and she was also hit with credit card theft charges. Prior to applying for the job, she was also wanted on 10 bench warrants for failure to appear in court on traffic charges in Jersey City. Like I tell you, it's some people out here that are not bright at all. Like, you knew that you had all of these charges against you. You knew that they had warrants out for you. She's a whole fugitive. And she decides that she wants to go apply for a job at the one place where they could pull her record or pull her file or anything that they can pull up on her and say, oh, you're the person we've been looking for. And she probably thought that because what crime she committed in one place, it wouldn't catch up with her in another. No, those things travel. How do you think they was able to get Forenza Murphy? Even though he was in jail, in prison in Connecticut, they were still able to get him and apprehend him, even though he was in Georgia. He was an escaped convict. Just like this woman did her crimes in another state. She thought, oh, if I go over here and apply for a job over in this state, they won't be able to catch me. Now, I'm all for people wanting to get gainful employment, but if you are a fugitive on the run, one, it's probably best that you don't try to go look for a job, number one, especially because you never know who talks to who, even if they're not in law enforcement. And two, of all places, the sheriff's office. That's why in the article it says she closed her own case. Like, she did the hard part for them. They didn't have to go out and look for her. She went right to them. I want to know, was she sober when she did this? Or was she on any type of narcotic? Or was she high on weed? What would possess someone to do something that dumb? But then I'm looking at her mugshot, and, you know, I'm not going to, you know, try to, you know, rag on her just on that, but just look at the mugshot. I don't know who's worse between Forenza Murphy wanting to go to a birthday party all because he thought he was in the clear, even though he knew he was an escaped convict or escaped inmate, or this woman who knew she had priors and did criminal activity and decided to apply for a job in the very last place she should have tried to apply for a job for. So you want to run from law enforcement and you want to try to get a job within law enforcement. What kind of sense does that make? Imagine being on the run and you were probably in the clear and you're trying not to go to jail, but you go and apply for a job that can pretty much lead, well, that's pretty much a facility much like a jail. And you end up right in the place that you were trying to not be at. I mean, I guess. These people are brand new. Apparently they are. These are some brand new people that we are dealing with here. These are people who don't have common sense, but you know what they say about that. Common sense is not common. That heavily applies to her. Tell me what y'all think about this story down in the comments. Let me know. Do y'all think this story is as bad or worse than Forenza Murphy? I want to believe that it most likely is. I mean, they're both bad. They're both idiots. They're both fools. But I'm leaning more towards she's more dumber than he is. You know, at least he had a little bit of time of freedom. She literally walked into her own trap. But I'll leave that up to y'all. The links will be in the description. Hit that subscribe button, click the bell twice to be notified. If you do not get notified by the bell, I upload my videos in a Premiere style format, which means you can go ahead and hit that notification button on the thumbnail and the notification will be sent to you. I'll talk to you in the next one.